Hello and welcome to another episode on Rosecast. But before we start, as tradition remains, drum roll! Congratulations! Welcome to the first month of 2023. Oh my goodness, welcome! You made it here. Oh my Lord, this is so beautiful. Wow. Welcome to the first month of 2023, and this is January 1st. God has been so good. We slept, we woke up, and it is the first of a new month and of a new year. Some of you didn't sleep probably, some of you stayed awake to the first, some people slept, but we want to thank God. I want to thank God for this opportunity. Welcome here once again. Welcome. I don't know how 2022 was for you, but as we are entering the first day of the first month in 2023, in the new year, I trust that God has great things for us. And 2023 is beginning with a fresh package, like a new gift that we have opened. And by God's grace, the experiences that will be seen in 2023 will be that is beautiful, that are bringing us closer to God, that are bringing us closer to our dreams, and that will be bringing us fresh experiences that will transform our lives in a good and healthy way. So with that being said, I'm welcoming you to Rosecast, and thank God that you are here, thank God I am here, thank God we are all here. Now, as usual, a lot of people do New Year's resolutions. A lot of people write down their plans, their dreams, their thoughts for the year. And as much as that is healthy, what is also important is, have you finished what you were supposed to do in 2022? I saw some posts on Twitter. So we made some tweets and we're like, don't be too hasty to make new year resolutions. Probably your resolutions even from 2022 still will suffice for 2023. All you have to do is probably just improve on them or complete them. And I would agree with that. Not all of us completed our plan for 2023. Most of us met up. And when I say not some of us, I include myself. Yes, there are some things that we couldn't complete in 2022, and they shouldn't just be discarded because we are now in a new year and I have to make a new resolution, new year, new me, and all those things. Well, it's another day, just like yesterday was 2022 and today is 2023. As much as it's not to be taken lightly, doesn't mean that all of a sudden you just change because you want to be in the flow. If there are things that were not completed, you're not able to complete 2023 is an opportunity to make sure they are done through with. Also, I can see the new year as a fresh hope and a fresh start to give ourselves another chance to do better than we've done before, and correct our mistakes, right our wrongs, and not hold ourselves back from what God has for us. To a great extent, sometimes we are the ones who hold ourselves back from what God has for us because we refuse to do our own parts. And therefore, all the parts that we refuse to do in 2023 is another opportunity God is giving to us to do that. And so we should not waste that opportunity, but grab it as much as we can and participate in what God has for us this year. I do believe that God has a lot for us. God has a lot for me in 2023. 2022 was really a year of unique experiences, a year of lessons. And if you did not get my catch-up, please, the previous podcast before this was my catch-up on 2022. I sort of gave a round-up, like a very brief summary of my year. And if you'd like to listen to that, just check for the last podcast of 2022 and listen to it. So God has been good, and I do believe God is still good. This is a new year. We are starting like fresh, like say like fresh bread. And until we begin the year, we get to know what it is going to be part of. But then most importantly, it's also preparing. Maybe I'm even guilty of this. As it's a new year, there should be a sort of mental preparation, spiritual preparation, which is also important to just keep you in tune with what you are supposed to do for the year. And Lord help us. But God is good, God is kind. And I just want to say that if there are things on your list you've not completed, just carry them over and make sure you complete them. Don't be quick to include new things, and possibly even maybe some of the things you plan to improve yourself in 2022, you can still continue them this year and improve it. You don't sit down racking your brain. But if you are not in that category, and by God's grace you're able to complete everything you had on your list in 2022, then yes, I'm sure by now you should have new lists, and I do believe that God will also help you to make them complete. But let's not just go into the new year so overburdened and so overwhelmed with, what am I supposed to do? Just go through your list, and I do believe you still be inspired again to do better than it is. Yes, last year, first of the year, some diary planners were created on my shop, my seller shop. I was just checking through on the 31st of 2022, and I was just going through that. I was like, wow, that was fast, that was quick. If you would like to get planners, if you'd like to get them, they are on my shop, and you could access it via the link attached to the podcast platform. Just check seller shop and check them out. There's nothing changes again about them. They are still the same, but you will just be the one to indicate the year you are using it. So yes, with that being said, by God's grace, today we're going to be having an interesting topic, and I believe I should add it to today's podcast, and I do believe it's going to bless you. So yes, please sit through for the intro and for the rest of this podcast. And as a reminder, as you are listening, as you're enjoying, do not forget to please kindly share to those close to you, or whoever you know would need this podcast or will be blessed by it, so they would listen to it as well. So hello and welcome to another episode on Rosecast. On today's episode, we're going to take a topic that was inspired at the ending of 2022, and in the course of going through this inspiration, it made me share a tweet on it. And as I've already said many times in the past, and for those who will listen to this podcast for the first time, Rosecast is a platform that shares unguided vulnerability. So as much as possible, the topics shared are meant to be very relatable to as many people that listen. So the goal is that you find it relatable. The topics are relatable, and even if not as maybe as closely related as I will share it, there will be something that you can identify with. Importantly, either you're going to have just a deeper perspective or a different perspective. Any of them are all welcomed. Today's podcast is going to be talking about the feelings of being jealous, and as you have already seen the title of the topic, I'm sure that already reinforces what I'm already saying. So it made me share a tweet at the end of 2022, and as I thought more about it, I felt it would be a good topic to share on. I thought that I would share it later on as the year goes by, but I believe that the first of this year, first of 2023, will still be a good day to share on it. So with that being said, as I always say, do not hesitate to share this podcast to people around you and those you know that will need it. And with that being said, let's right into today's episode. So jealousy, as dictionary defines, does not give a positive definition. I tried checking up the jealousy or jealous, and I didn't get any very positive response. However, there's another context of jealousy that indicates a desire to value, or that indicates or expresses a value you have for something or for someone. And that value is a sense of deep value where you don't want the person or the thing you own to be mismanaged. So it's a sense of attachment and importance attached to certain people or things. So in that context, jealous will be used and will not sound inappropriate. However, this podcast is not talking in that direction. I'm going to be sharing today, the tweet that I shared was it's okay to feel jealous, but that doesn't mean you have to act on it. And in the year 2022, a lot of things happen for many people. Good things happen for many people, and bad things also happen to many people. If you listen to the previous podcast I shared titled Shege, you know I was sharing that I was sharing that podcast about how 2022 was a year that a lot of people face difficulty. And if you've not listened to that podcast, please do go listen to it to get more on that. Now, while good things were happening for people, also bad things were happening for people. And if you're someone that actually went through a difficult time in 2022, it could be difficult for you to see other people winning and doing well while you are not. And it's only just going to be like lying to yourself if you said that you did not feel jealous during those times. So as the year was rounding up and I was counting the things that I've been able to achieve and going through my things and going through my plans, and I realized there were a lot of things I was not able to catch up on, and seeing some other people apparently doing better, I had the feeling of jealousy. However, it was left for me to pause in my thought and ask myself, how far was I willing to let those thoughts control me? How far was I going to let them dictate my thoughts? Or would they make me actually become envious and to the point of wishing bad things for them? Or will it make me begin to be so ungrateful that I don't get to see the blessings that are in my life? Now, before I go more into that, it can be hard. Like I already said, you are going through a phase in your life that is difficult, going through a phase of your life where you are either waiting, whether you're hoping, or where you're just feeling a bit stuck. I've seen other people that people that are in the same category, or people that are in the same pedestal as you, doing better than you. It doesn't feel good. Nobody would tell me that they ever feel good in that kind of position. And in that position, yes, the feelings of jealousy do come in. Now, I used to say in the past that I'm not a jealous person. I'm not the kind of person that easily gets jealous with people. And I would say that the reason why I could confidently say that during those times was I was feeling a sense of contentment in my own space. And because I don't easily focus on what happens in other people's lives, but I had to be honest with myself at some point and just tell myself that I feel jealous. Yes, I do feel jealous. And that's because you can't feel jealous of the things that you don't want. We are only jealous of the things that we want. So when other people are having the things that we want, the feelings of jealousy can creep in. It's okay to be real with ourselves when we don't feel happy that our lives are not going in a way that we want, and other people are seeming to get what we want or what we are hoping for. And that brings me to say that when we are content with our lives, it is harder to feel jealous. Now, except for people who actually have some problems, like some personality disorders, or they are just spoiled brats, or just have really character flaws, no sane person, no healthily sane person, let me put it that way, no sane should be held, but no healthily thinking sane person will go around just feeling jealous of everyone when they are content with their lives. So most times the feeling of jealousy comes and stays depending on how content we are with our lives. So if we are in places in our lives where we are hitting our goals, where we are achieving, where we are living up, where we are just thriving where we are, it will be harder to look at someone else's life and wish that was your life, because you are currently happy with your life. So jealousy comes in when we are not happy, when we are not completely content where we are at that time. So in the year 2022, a lot of things happened to me. I had great experiences, but I also had experiences that, I wished would have been better. There were things I hoped for that I didn't get. There were, a lot of things that I was looking forward to that didn't really happen. And when I saw some of those things, when I saw some people meeting some targets, meeting some goals, and I looked at my life, I started looking at my life, I began to start feel like I was missing something and I was not hitting some goals. And I looked at my own life too, and I felt that a lot of things were not as I wanted, were not as I planned. And yes, the feeling of jealousy came in. But as I said in that tweet, it is okay, it is healthy to admit to yourself that you are feeling jealous, because the first thing is to be honest with yourself. Then when you are honest with yourself and know that there is something wrong or there's something not in balance, you can then go ahead to address them. Now, admitting to myself that I was feeling jealous and realizing that it was coming from the root cause, that I wasn't feeling so content with my current state, helped me to just know that, okay, girl, you are being human. But at the same time, I did not need to dwell on those thoughts of jealousy, because this is what jealousy does. Jealousy makes you, when you dwell on it, it makes you become so angry at the other people that are succeeding, as if it is their fault that you are not succeeding. And that can get very toxic, because in a bid to relieve that anger that comes up, you may start wishing evil for those people, or you may start looking out that they experience something bad, or you may go as far as making them have bad experiences or going in their way to ruin their life or ruin their career. So acting on jealousy, it becomes a problem, but it's not a problem when you admit that it is there. It is not a problem when you tell yourself that there is jealousy, and most importantly, realizing that the cause of your jealousy is because you are not content with where you are at. And is it okay not to feel content with where you are at? Yes, it is okay. That is you being real with yourself, and that means that I just have to find, what am I not doing that would help my life do better? What am I currently doing that is not helping my life? Either way, looking at those things and then putting in things that can help you do better, or working towards your goal, or encourage yourself to continue on in order for you to get to that place of being content. Doesn't mean we would always be content with our lives, no. And that's why the feeling of jealousy should not be constant. It should be like a phase, because we are constantly wanting to grow, and when you're not feeling content, it means that probably you should be doing better than what you are doing. But it doesn't mean that you do build up that anger and you dwell in that jealousy and act on it. Now, talking about acting on it, the thing is that, even if you don't go out maybe doing actions or trying to ruin the person's career or marriage or life, or trying to ruin their lives, just that thought that you have in your heart that, oh, let me see how things go, or I just wish something bad would happen to them, or just harboring those thoughts is as evil as itself, because the Bible already says that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And Jesus really went a step higher to say that if you hate your brother in your heart, it's as bad as killing him. Like, it's as bad as already committing murder. And as much as that does not sound logical, in the sight of God, that is what it looks like, because it means that if you have an opportunity to harm that person, you would go ahead to do it. So last year, I had to be honest with myself at moments when I was feeling jealous, and just take that point to meditate and redirect my thoughts, because like I said, when you are jealous of something or of someone, if care is not taken, it builds anger, and you begin to start hoping negative things happen to them. And let me just redirect this question: would you be happy if someone wishes you evil at your happiest times? I don't think any of us would want that. And just because somebody is looking happy or content or achieving their goals at the particular time, there is more to that. I remember I shared a tweet that said that I said do not be, I think I'm paraphrasing because I can't really remember exactly how the tweet was, but do not envy as to not be quick to envy. There is more to victory shared. I can't remember exactly how the tweet went, but what I was trying to pass across with that tweet was that because you see somebody celebrating a win or having a victory, there's more to that victory, which can be good or bad. Either that person is celebrating after doing something, going through the wrong route or doing something dubious, and you're only seeing the result, or the person must have gone through a really tough time. Like, you do not know the tears they've shared, the sweat they've shared, you don't know the sacrifices they've made. All you are seeing is the victory. So if you are going to be jealous of those victories without really knowing what they went through, then that's not very, very smart of you. But like I said, doesn't mean you don't have to admit to yourself you are jealous. No, but you don't have to allow it to stay to a point where you allow thoughts that are, harmful to build up in your heart, or to the point you are feeling angry that somebody else is in their happy season. You don't know more. And even if you do know more, I'm sure you should also know that there is more to what they are sharing, either good or bad. So if the person that you are seeing is enjoying a life that you want, and you know that they are doing like really the wrong things, or they are going through the extremes, probably doing very dirty things to get those things, should that be something worth being jealous of? I don't think so. I don't think we should be jealous of people that are doing the wrong things, going through the wrong route to enjoy certain things, because that should not be us. If they are doing the wrong things, either the law will catch up with them, or either there'll be a repercussion for what they've done. And I don't think if you want to enjoy the victories, that you won't want to enjoy the repercussions. So, and if that person has gotten it through their hard work, then it also means that you need to also work hard, and you need to also trust God for your life. You need to improve in ways you are supposed to be improving, and not feeling angry that someone else is prospering or doing well. Like I said, I don't think any of us would want that for our lives. Although I'll just stop at some point to say that I've had a comment in the past where someone said that they feel good when people are jealous of them because it means that they are achieving. And I will speak more on that because I hold a different perspective to that. But let me just repeat this to say that to be careful of what you are jealous of. There is more to what you are seeing, and even if it's good or bad, these two sides hold the weight that they bear. I don't believe that in order to feel fulfilled in my life, people have to be jealous of me, because it shares as a state of discontentment. And one of the biggest banners of my life has been contentment. I was trained to be content. I was raised rather to be content, and it has been something that has been a very big pillar in my life, the sense of contentment with myself, with who I am and who I'm becoming. And the moment there's an imbalance in that, I know that I just need to get back to that place of balance. And that's why it was very important. This topic is very important to me because, like I said, I rarely ever get jealous of people. I rarely ever see people having things or experiencing things and wish that, oh my goodness, I want it so badly, I want it at all costs, or I start feeling bad for them. So I start feeling bad towards them. So when this feeling began to come up, I just knew it was something I needed to balance out up, and it made me to reflect inward to see that, okay, I was feeling discontent with myself, and my feeling of discontentment was not anyone else's fault. It was not the fault of the people that I was jealous of. It was not the fault of the people that are doing well. It was just my own issues and the things I needed to sort out. However, I do not love or do not hope that anyone will be jealous of me, because there is more to what you see. There's more to what you see. Most of us are only attracted by the good things. It is natural. But I wouldn't want anybody to be jealous of me because they do not know the battles I face, they do not know the struggles I face, and there's a possibility that if they were to experience the things I face, they may not be as excited as they are by only what they are only seeing. So I do not share the philosophy that people have to be jealous of me in order for me to appreciate my pace. I need to be first content with my pace. I need to be able to look at my pace and my life and the way it is going and be grateful and happy with it, because that is the most important thing. Am I currently content with my life? Am I content with the pace that I'm going? Is God happy with me? Am I moving in God's will and plans for my life? Am I achieving purpose as I am meant to be? That to me is my paramount standard, my paramount yardstick to know if I'm doing well or not. Am I hitting goals that I've set for myself? Am I hitting dreams that God has placed in my heart? Not the feeling of someone being jealous of me, because someone being jealous of you in order to prove that you are achieving in life may not be good for you. Like I already said, when people are jealous, if they are not careful, it builds resentment and anger, and it can, if they act on it, can make them do really crazy things, can make them do really bad things, can really make them destroy your life. Jealousy can destroy your life. So I do not be wishing that someone else is jealous of me. One, I know it's not going to be good for them, spiritually, mentally, physically, and it's not going to be good for me the other way round. But let me stop to say, does it mean I can prevent people from being jealous of me? No, that's going to be an unrealistic statement. You can't control other people's feelings. So me saying this is just my own desire, but it doesn't mean that there will be no people that are not jealous. There will be people that will be jealous of you no matter what. No matter how you try to keep it cool, no matter how you try to be humble and be simple with the achievements you are having in your life, there are people that will be jealous of you. And sometimes some of the people that may be jealous of you may be people you don't even know. There are some of us may be jealous of people that don't even know us, people that may have not even had an interaction with us, but we just see their good life and what they're achieving and we wish it for ourselves. And if we are not careful, then we become jealous of them. So some people are jealous of you that don't know you, and that cannot be controlled. So we cannot stop people from being jealous of us, but I do not believe it's something that we should pray or wish for upon ourselves. I just do hope that everyone, continue to attain that level of contentment with their lives and meet up with the goals and the plans and the purpose that God has for each and every one of us. Now, the thing with jealousy is that it makes you forget your own wins. When you dwell on it for long, when you build on it, it makes you forget the achievements you've experienced in your life. And that's one of the things I had to, I also meditated on while I was thinking on this topic, was that it made me ungrateful for how far I have gone. And for everyone that you're jealous of, somebody else is also jealous of you. It made me also realize that there were many people that were hoping to also be in my position. There were people that were hoping to experience the things that I've been experiencing. And focusing on other people's wins and not being grateful for my own wins was a down for me. So when you are so jealous of people, you tend to forget yourself. You tend to forget how far you've come. You tend to forget the things that God has done for you. You tend to forget how far God has taken you. In Proverbs chapter 14 verse 30, I'm paraphrasing, it says that if envy rots the bone. Now you can entertain envy and jealousy. It gradually eats you up and it takes away your joy, it takes away your peace, it takes away your gratitude. It eats you from inside, and you may find yourself in a place where it is difficult for you to be happy for other people. Now, even if you may want something, you are desiring something, you are waiting and hoping for something, if other people are experiencing those things, being happy for them is like a way of praying and like thanking God in advance for your own. Enjoying that season with them and being happy for them is like also prophesying into your future that this will also be your turn, to also be your own time, and you also get into that place that you want to be. But if you are jealous and despising and feeling that resentment that somebody else is enjoying a thing that you want, that is not you getting into that place, because you are not showing that experience that you wanted. And another thing again is this: when you act on jealousy, it also makes you do whatever it takes to experience the things that other people are experiencing. And like I already said, there are two sides. People have two sides in the way they are achieving their victories. And if you end up allowing those feelings to control you so strongly, it may mean that you could do anything so that you could achieve your experience. And the funny thing is that what we want will never end. We will always see someone that has something better, experiencing something better, in a better place than us. So if jealousy continually controls us and controls how we live our lives, at the end of the day, we will end up even more discontent than we felt at first. So it's one thing to realize that even if you want and desire something that somebody else has, there's nothing wrong with being, pausing and asking yourself, where am I now? And be grateful for it. So at the end of the day, it boils down to us, and it also boils down to our relationship with God, because when we allow jealousy to overwhelm us, it also reflects that we have not really trusted God's promises for our lives. Like, yes, it's okay to feel jealous, it's okay to want something that someone wants, but it's not okay to allow it to overwhelm us or to dwell on it for so long or to act on it, go as far as acting on it, because there's God's plan for everyone. There's God's promise for everyone. So it's for us to key into those promises and trust and wait out on God for them to happen in our lives. There's a time for everything, like Ecclesiastes 3 says. Maybe now is not your time, it's someone else's time. So rejoice with them, like in Romans 12 says. Read the ending verses, say rejoice with them that rejoice and mourn with those that mourn. So when it's time for rejoicing for other people, let's rejoice with them. Jeremiah 29 verse 11 says, God saying there, for I know the plans that I have towards you. They are plans of good, they are thoughts of good and not of evil, to bring you an expected end. So it means that each of our lives are precious to God, and as we walk with Him concerning our lives, He knows the best way to make things happen for us. So if it's not happening for you now, doesn't mean it cannot happen for you for tomorrow. It's just for you to trust God and go to God and trust Him to lead you in the path. Everyone's path will not be the same, and the Bible encourages us not to envy sinners, not to envy people that are doing the wrong things to get what they have. So the way God may want to do yours, maybe and would most likely be different from the way other people are getting theirs. So why don't you just wait out for your own story to be written in the right way? And while you are waiting out, be thanking God and be grateful for the things that are happening in your life at this point. There's some posts I've seen where it says that where you are currently now is not where you were years before. Where you are now, they are answered prayers. I could say that for myself. I can say that for myself. Where I am right now is an answered prayer. I remember years ago praying to be where I am now. So to be utter ingratitude, to disregard all the processes I have taken to be where I am, or because I see some people achieving some things that I want. Does it mean I don't want those things? Does it mean I don't want to achieve those things? I want. That's just being honest. But if I focus so much on the things I have not gotten and disregard what I have gotten, then that means I'm not grateful. And what is the likelihood that even if God blesses me for the next stage that I want, that I will still be grateful for it? So gratitude is still the key word. Like the Bible says, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it springs the issues of life. You find that in Proverbs chapter 4, either 7 or 17. So it boils down to us. It boils down back to us. It boils down to how we allow our feelings to control us, and our feelings should not rule over us. It's not wrong, I repeat again, to have these feelings, but it matters what we do with them and how we act on them. And just because you are feeling jealous doesn't mean you have to act on it. And when you are seeing that you have been there for so long, then I think maybe you have to bind and cast it. You have to. But it also means that you may be so discontented with your life that probably you need to do a review of your life and set yourself right, and reevaluate your plans, reevaluate your goals, and see which is achievable. And under God, by God's grace, yes, we will reach our dreams, and we will experience the things that we need to experience. nobody is jealous of bad things. We're only jealous of good things. So it means that you want good things in your life. I want good things in my life, and God is more than willing to bless us. And I'm going into 2023 with that mindset. So that is why this topic is important for the start of the year, because yes, a lot of people have achieved things in 2022. I may enter 2023 feeling a bit jealous or being overhyped to want to achieve your own by all means. But this podcast is to remind you that please calm down. Don't let your drive be jealousy. It's good to have goals. It's good to want to desire to achieve them, but then let them not be because you saw someone else having what you want. Saw someone having what you want, and you want to achieve it by all means. You can be encouraged. You can be there's a word I'm looking for. You can be inspired to achieve your own, but let it not be because you are feeling jealous of someone, because that can also put you in a place of being too competitive because you want to prove a point. Let it be because you've sat down and you realize that this is something that would make your life better. It's part of your goals and you are willing to work towards it. So let's start 2023 with a slate of being content with our lives, and content in the way that we are not stopping our growth, we are making growth, we are moving at a good pace, and we are willing to be happy for others with the trust and hope that we would also experience our own seasons where other people too will be happy for us. So with that being said, that brings us to the end of today's episode on Rosecast. If you enjoyed this podcast, do not hesitate to give a feedback. Do not hesitate to share to someone. Do not hesitate to just do good things with this podcast, please. That would go a very long way. And until next time on Rosecast, stay safe and God bless. Bye bye. Happy New Year once again.